The report revealed a much weaker than expected gain of 73,000 jobs, and downward revisions totaling 258,000 for May and June. Trump, in a social media post, claimed the numbers were wrong and accused the agency of rigging data to help his political opponents, though he provided no evidence. Framing the move as a defense of economic truth, he accused McIntyre of manipulating statistics to harm Republicans ahead of upcoming elections. Deputy Commissioner William Wiatrowski was named interim leader, while Trump promised to appoint someone who would deliver honest numbers. The decision sparked bipartisan concern over politicizing economic data. July's report contained two key findings. Job growth was far weaker than the expected 115,000, and the historic downward revisions for May and June marked the largest two-month correction outside the pandemic era. Trump cited these as proof of bias, pointing to past adjustments such as an 818,000 job overstatement in March 2004. He alleged were intended to boost the Harris-Biden administration. McIntyre, a Biden-nominated career economist unanimously confirmed by the Senate, defended the BLS's methodology, noting that annual revisions are routine and based on tax records and refined surveys to ensure accuracy. Experts stress that such corrections uphold statistical integrity, not political agendas. Economists and former BLS officials, including Republican-appointed Bill Beach, warned that undermining the agency could damage trust in one of the world's most respected statistical institutions. Meanwhile, the administration had been advancing an aggressive tariff strategy. On April 2 and 2025, dubbed Liberation Day, Trump invoked emergency powers to impose reciprocal tariffs on nations with large U.S. trade deficits. This included a baseline 10% tariff on most imports, plus additional country-specific duties up to 50% on key trading partners. While the White House argued tariffs would strengthen domestic production and create jobs, they drew legal challenges and international backlash. Many nations negotiated exemptions or threatened retaliation. More than 100 countries were affected. In late July, the administration announced a 35% tariff on most Canadian goods, an escalation from the baseline 10% effective August 1. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney warned the move could severely damage North American supply chains. The tariffs raise production costs for U.S. manufacturers reliant on imported components like steel, aluminum, auto parts, and electronics. AP News estimated these measures would add roughly $2,400 per year to household expenses as companies passed on costs to consumers. Businesses reported supply chain delays and shortages, and many signaled that rising costs would dampen hiring and investment later in the year. By July, manufacturing had added just 4,000 jobs, the smallest monthly gain in over a year, reflecting early tariff-driven cost pressures. Even companies not directly hit by tariffs delayed hiring, citing uncertainty over potential escalations. Economists refer to this as the option value of waiting in the face of policy risk. Analyses suggested the tariffs' net job impact would be negative. Goldman Sachs estimated they could create 100,000 manufacturing jobs, but cost 500,000 elsewhere in the economy. Former Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers warned the measures could trigger a recession, eliminate up to 2 million jobs, and reduce household incomes by 5,000, drawing parallels to the disastrous Smoot-Hawley tariffs of the 1930s. The Tax Foundation projected Trump's tariff package would raise federal revenues by 0.53% of GDP, making it the largest tax increase since 1993. While cutting market incomes by 1.4% in 2026, an average loss of about $1,219 per household. Though Canada's specific tariffs began after July's survey period, the April announcement had already weighed on business sentiment for months. AP News and Colorado Biz reported that hiring slowdowns were linked to tariff uncertainty, tighter immigration rules, and slower global growth. Economists noted that announced trade policies, regardless of implementation date, influence business planning well in advance. Trump's removal of the BLS chief and his expansive tariff agenda reflect a unified economic approach, asserting political control over data while leveraging U.S. market power in trade disputes. While the firing ignited debate over politicizing statistics, the tariffs have undeniably raised costs, disrupted supply chains, and created uncertainty factors that have slowed hiring and economic momentum. July's modest 73,000 job gain and the 258,000 downward revision can't be attributed solely to Canadian tariffs, but they're part of the broader drag from wide-ranging tariffs on over 100 countries. Forecasts from Goldman Sachs, the Tax Foundation, and warnings from Summers highlight the risk of hundreds of thousands to millions of job losses and falling household incomes, underscoring the real economic stakes of these intertwined battles over trade policy and data credibility. Thank you for watching. As an independent channel, we rely on your support to keep going. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. It helps more people find our work. Thank you for being part of our community. Check out the next video on your screen. We picked it.